Submission from wives to husbands is not all women submitting to all men in general. Never does Paul say all women are to submit to all men in general. It is always specific from a wife to a husband. 2, submission is not for weak women. We've seen Jesus infuse submission with great dignity and strength. It takes someone filled with the Holy Spirit, like Jesus, to fully live out this role of helper God's given the wife. Submission is not a wife stops thinking for herself. If you as a wife hear me say submit and interpret, I need to stop thinking, bad translation. You've been given to help your idiot husband, and to help your idiot husband, you need to what? Think. He needs help. I need help. And we will not be helped if you don't think. Submission is not the ceasing of your thinking. Submission is not mechanical, blind, cookie-cutter obedience. Submission is not demeaning, degrading, dehumanizing. Submission is not putting the husband in the place of Jesus. Get this. It's God, Christ, husband, wife. Your submission to your husband is an act of submission ultimately to Jesus and the Father, right? So if your husband, like an idiot, asks you to watch porn with him, or your husband, like an idiot, asks you to stop going to church with him, or your husband, like an idiot, asks you to do anything that would be out of line with Jesus' command in your life, you have an obligation to lovingly but firmly disregard your husband's instruction for sin and obey and follow Jesus. Now, that's a difficult road to walk. It requires nuance and fill the Spirit and community because it's hard to do it in a respectful way, an honoring way, a loving way, but you cannot let your husband lead you into sin. Submission is not a continuation of the curse and role distinctions. Submission is not based on competence, intelligence, or skill. In other words, if my husband is competent and skillful enough, I'll submit to him. If not, I can do my own thing. It's not based on that. Submission is not being fearful, timid, and afraid. Submission does not mean I'm now a doormat for my husband to walk on. How many husbands here want weak doormat wives? Yeah, not one raised their hand. They get shot if they did. We need strong, competent, capable, Spirit-filled, Jesus-loving, Bible-reading, courageous women. Yeah. Come on. Submission is not a matter of personality. Well, I'm more inclined to do that. I know many godly women who are type A driver personalities, got 8 gears, going to grab all 8 of them in the first, 40 yards off the mark. I mean, just strong driving, married, quiet men, and they submit in a beautiful way. He leads in a beautiful way. It can work. Personality is not an excuse for character sin. Submission is not only when it's convenient. Submission is not only when he deserves it or earns it. Submission is not enabling a husband's sin. Submission is not following a husband into sin. Submission is the divine calling of a wife to honor, affirm, respect her husband's headship. It's the desire of a wife's heart to use her gifts and skills to help the husband's leadership be successful. It's an inclination of the will to say yes to the husband's leadership. And it's a disposition of the Spirit to support his initiatives.